Hello, Assalamualaikum dan selamat tengah hari. A very good afternoon. My name is Muhammad Nasriq bin Mazlan. I'm from Malaysia. Today, we are going to learn course number 6, how to use Code GUI plus Coding School 3 program. In this topic, I will show the configuration of Coding School 3, command blocks, try using sensors with blocks, uploading and executing the codes. So, have you enjoy our teaching today? Chapter 1, Configuration of Coding School 3 program. Coding School 3.0 is a block-based coding software for Code GUI and Code Inno 2 bots based on Scratch 3.0 can provide a real-time automatic conversion environment with Arduino code and provide AI Python coding function. We look at a GUI graphic user interface for Coding School 3 programs. So this is our Coding School 3 programs. At the last topic, I have teaching how to install, how to downloading the software and the driver and install it into our PC. This is our graphic user interface for Coding School 3 programs. At the up menu here, we have a menu bar, sound and costume menu, in also at the above our GUI, sprite settings in a bottom on a right side, sprites output in a upper of our right side, start and stop button here. This is coding working area. If you are familiar with Scratch, it will look like same, but some of the codes are not same with the Scratch, but the language are same. So this is our choices of codes block functions. This is of our function here. Chapter 2, command blocks function types. So in the Coding School 3 programs, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 of our function types of blocks. The first one is motion. Motion is used to positioning the sprites. The looks is the purple color here to make sprites acting. Sound used to give a sound to the sprites. Event used to start an event for the sprites. Control used to control sprites action. Sensing used to change the sense of sprites. Operators used to do a mathematical function. Variable used to create a new set of data for each code. My blocks is to make a new custom blocks, and the last one is a Code GUI block. The Code GUI blocks is only show in the Coding School 3 programs. Also, it show when you connect your USB cable with the Coding School 3. Blocks basic information. The first one, we call it head block because it look like head. So the block we use to start the program, and only can put in at the up or a first line of codes. The second one, stack block. The stack block we can use up and down, upper and down to put another blocks up and down a stack block. The third one is Boolean block. Boolean blocks apparently used to do mathematical assumptions and can put inside the blocks. It have the triangle like this. Next, reporter blocks. Reporter blocks is the shape like this to join, to do a report by string or anything, to join 1 and 2 and 3. Cap block. Cap block is only used to put a codes upside the codes only. And the last one, C block. C blocks usually used for function, and it can be put side, inside and downside. Now we move to chapter 3. Try using sensors with blocks. We have touch sensor, button sensor, Bluetooth sensor, Wi-Fi sensor, mic sensor, NeoPixel LED sensor, OLED pen sensor, buzzer sensor, light sensor, hall sensor, distance sensor, and 3-axis sensor. We look at the first sensor, touch sensors block. The touch sensor block is used to make a touch into a sensor, and it will go to another action. For example, we have a block here. When the person touch into a touch sensor, this code will buzzer and sound not same for each touch sensor. Practical activity, let's do it. I will show you in the video. Next sensor, button sensor block. Button sensor block is used to make a decision during using two button here, left button and right button. In a coding school 3 program, we have a read switch button rather than we have a left button or a right button to make a action, to give the instruction to the code whiz to act. So the circle on a red circle here, it shown our button sensor block. The button sensor block can be used with various of another sensors. So we look at the video how to make a and how to make a code and how the sprites action. The next is a distance sensor blocks. Distance sensor block, it used to calculate how far the object from the code is. Look at the video, and now we move to NeoPixel sensor block. NeoPixel sensor block is a sensor with a 5 NeoPixel on the board. It also can be connected with another NeoPixel LED, like a round NeoPixel LED for party glasses. So we have to connect the LED NeoPixel to make the LED color. On the video. The next is mic sensor block. Mic sensor block is to recognizing the sound from an environment or a background or a person or what else. It can be screening by the mic here. The mic here, it used to detect the sound and can give the instruction to the code whiz. For this block, please be quiet if you are shouting to the code whiz. I will show you in the video.
Hoi! Hoi! Durian kimchi!
Next is a light sensor block. Light sensor block is to calculating the brightness in a place. For example, when you turn on the lamp, and the code whiz will calculate the brightness. Maybe it will not turn the LED or the lamp when the brightness is more than certain value, and it will come with the lamp when the calculation is below than the value has entered into the code. I will show you in the video. Next sensor is OLED sensor blocks. We have a 5-inch here, the OLED sensor. So we can make a OLED here with various things like a string, like a shape, like a games block, and everything. Also, I will show you in my video. Now, Hall sensor blocks. Hall sensor blocks Hall sensor blocks is to indicate all the things that happen at one area. I will show how to do the whole sensor. Bluetooth sensor block. Bluetooth sensor block is to connect your code GUI with your Bluetooth device and can be controlled by the device. So with this Bluetooth sensor, we can make a code or instruction to the code GUI to act from our Bluetooth sensor. I will show you on my buzzer sensor block. Our code is completing by the buzzer sensor block. For example, here when we use to the buzzer sensor, and we can combine it with our touch sensor or button sensor and a various key of sound buzzer. So I will show you on Chapter number 3, Wi-Fi sensor block. Amazingly, the code GUIs are very high spec on connection on Wi-Fi sensor. It will make the code whiz can be controlled by the Wi-Fi after we make a connection, right? And the code whiz can do from the Wi-Fi connection. Also, I will show you on the activity video. Chapter 4, the last chapter. After we are learning the types and all the sensors we have in a code whiz, now we need to understand the step how can we get how to uploading and executing the codes into a code whiz. Step number 1, open the software coding school 3. Next, use the USB cable and plug in into the code whiz. Connect code whiz using the USB cable and click connect on the tab menu. After the connection going to connect, so the message will appear here. We move to second step. Make sure the code whiz device are connected before we uploading the codes. Next, before we uploading the codes, go to edit menu. On the menu, click on edit and turn Arduino mode on. Here, on the right side here, we have a Arduino mode code will be shown here. And what we need to do is, on the menu, click edit and turn Arduino mode on, and we check here. And lastly, we click on the upload. So when the uploading, it will take several time, depends on your codes and the device. So after wait, and lastly the upload is complete, the message will show. Next, final step, upload finish and your code whiz device are ready to be execution. So that's all end of our courses. I hope you enjoy and can get the good information and input from my learning course today. Thank you.